While exploring, I stumbled upon something bizarre. Inside the cave stood a human figure, completely motionless. Curious, I called out to him, but he didn't move a muscle. Puzzled, I decided to venture inside to investigate. I called my dog to follow, but he seemed unusually terrified. Seeing this, I didn't want to force him, so I proceeded alone into the cave. However, I hadn't gone far when a strange energy appeared, blocking my path. I reached out to touch it, only to realize there was an invisible wall of air around me, making every step difficult. Determined to understand what was going on, I forced myself to move forward despite my fear. As I went deeper, I was horrified to see the figure slowly start walking. Once I fully crossed the air wall, the person ahead also began walking in long strides. Since I didn't know who he was and he carried a gun at his waist, I didn't dare approach or greet him, but before long, he vanished into the darkness. Just as I hesitated whether to follow, another strange phenomenon occurred. The cave entrance flickered with light, while from deep inside came terrifying screams. I hurriedly ran toward the exit and thankfully made it out unharmed. Yet, I was deeply confused. It had clearly been morning when I entered the cave, but now it was pitch black outside. Even my dog had vanished without a trace. I ran toward my car, but when I arrived, it was overgrown with weeds. When I tried to start it, the engine had already broken down. Only then did I notice that my work photos had begun yellowing from oxidation. All the signs suggested that a long time had passed. I began searching the area for clues and suddenly spotted an SUV parked nearby. Seeing no one around, I planned to take its engine for my use, but it too was covered in weeds. I remembered that it hadn't been there when I first arrived. Inside the SUV, one bag caught my attention. Brushing off the dirt, I realized it was one of my students' backpacks. At that moment, the gravity of the situation hit me. I guessed that after I entered the cave, my students had come looking for me and found their way inside as well. I turned back, carrying a large number of glow sticks, scattering them along the way to mark the path so I wouldn't get lost on the return. As I approached the air wall, the glow sticks eerily floated in the air. I reached out to grab one, but it moved along on its own and only fell after passing through the wall. Outside, the lights flickered again, but this time I didn't hesitate. I continued straight into the depths because my students were likely inside.